Today I'm going to talk about one of David Bomball's labs on YouTube called static routes. So I got this topology from that video, and you can also do the same. And this is the file name of the packet tracer lab, static routing basic lab 1. So yeah, this is basically about configuring static routes between three routers: router 1 or R1, R2, and R3. And as you can see here, configure static route as follows. So password is Cisco. Configure static routes using next hop IP addresses. So we're not using the outbound interfaces, and do not use the default routes. And this is the verification. Verify that PC1 and PC2 can browse to cisco.com using DNS name, and perform a. This is number 2 is I added number 2. This is not part of the lab. I just wanted to add that part. And make sure number 3 is make sure S1 or switch 1 can ping the DNS server, which is 172.16.1.2. And this is created by David Bomball. Okay, so let me go to R1. And password is Cisco. So I'm gonna do show interface brief. So as you can see, the IP address on gig 0/0/0 is this IP address, as you can see here in the topology as well. And gig 0/0/1 has this IP address, and that is showing here as well in the diagram. And let me do show IP route. Okay, so show IP route. So this is the subnet itself, and this is the IP address configured on this interface. So this is facing switch 1, yes. And this is the subnet for this configured on this interface, and this is the actual IP address, and this is facing R2, as you can see here. Okay, and let me go to R2. Password is Cisco. Okay, so R2 has this IP address facing R1, and it has an IP address of this facing R3, as you can see here in the diagram as well. So yeah, let's verify the subnets as well, the subnet masks. So it is /24, right? /24. Okay, let me go to, let me just do show IP route. Yeah, so same. R3. Let me go to R3. Password is Cisco. So here, R3 has an IP address of 172.16.1.1 facing switch 2. Okay. And 192.168.3.2 facing R2. Let me check the routing table as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's check here. So R1 is actually acting as a DNS server, DHCP server, and we can verify that by checking the running config of R1 here. So DNS server is this here, 172.16.1.2, and the default route is its interface facing switch 1. Yes, here. So just check this. No, I think we cannot do this command. In packet tracing. So here, this is the interface facing switch 1. Let me go to switch 1 and check the configuration as well. So the port that is connected to R1 is 10/24. 10/24, this one. So this one is this port belongs to VLAN 1, and it's auto duplex speed is auto. Let me check. 124 switch port. Yeah, so native VLAN is 1. So this is actually so administrative mode is dynamic auto, operational mode is static access. So this is just an access port. Okay. And let me just check the port gig 101 and 102. Yeah, they are set to probably this is set to static access port as well. Oops. Yeah, access port. And the ports belong to VLAN 1 by default. Let's see if, of course, it's got an IP address, and the IP address is this, assigned dynamically. And how about PC2? Yeah, .2. PC2 is .2 and PC1 is .1. And of course, if we go back to R1 and check the pool configuration, you can see that IP address is, those IP addresses are in this range, /24. Okay, so let me actually see if I can just gonna go to PC1 and just ping the DNS server. Okay, let me ping my gateway first. I can ping it. How about the DNS server 172.16.1.2. Destination host reachable. So yeah, we later as part of our verification, we just don't have to do ping, but also verify the connectivity by browsing to cisco.com using the DNS name, of course. So the cisco.com is DNS name, and just perform a trace route or tracer to the DNS server. And also we're gonna ping the DNS server from switch 1 as well. Okay, so time to configure the static routes on these routers. I actually already configured or prepared the configurations. So basically, so R1, let me go to R1. And let us show you what's currently happening. So R1 has connectivity to 192.168.1.0/24 subnet. That is directly connected, and .2.0/24 subnet that is also directly connected, but it doesn't have connectivity to this subnet between R2 and R3 and R3. This subnet on the R3 LAN subnet our network. So from R1, I'm actually configuring these static routes. So the next hop is this, which is R2, and this is the subnet /24, and this is the subnet on the R3 LAN subnet, and also /24. So let me go and just copy that and paste into R1. And if I do show IP route, now I see that I have a static route. I have this subnet in my routing table, and the next hop is this. And this is another subnet, which is between R2 and R3, and same next hop. So actually, if I ping, let me go ahead and ping. Gonna ping this IP. So 192.168.3.1. Yeah, I can ping it because R2 is directly connected to it. So, but if I ping this here, let's see and do that. 192.168.3.2, I cannot ping it. So the reason is R1 does know how to get to this IP address, but R3 doesn't know how to get back. So that's the problem. So if I go to R3 and show IP route, I don't see the subnet, this subnet here, .1.0 in my routing table. So I don't know how to get back to R1. So That's the issue there. But let me just go ahead and continue with continue configuring the static routes. So next is R2. So R2 is, so from R2, let me just go to R2. R2 does know how to get to its connected routes. So 192.168.2.0 and .3.0, these are connected routes, but it does not know this route .1.0 and 172.16.1.0. So that's the next static routes that we are going to configure, which is this. So from R2 to get to this network, next hop is R1, right? And to get to this network, next hop is R3, this IP address on the serial interface. So let me just copy, if I can copy it, and go to R2 and paste, and do show IP route. So now I know I have routes to get to this subnet, so that's via this next hop, and this subnet, and that's via this next hop, which is R1, and this is R3. Okay, so let me see if I can ping. I should be able to ping 182. Well, it is directly connected, so even if it does not have a static route to it, it will still work. 254, yeah, that works. And how about, let me see and ping from R2, ping the DNS server 172.16.1.2, and it can ping it as well. So if because I have routes to get to that host or subnet. Okay, so let me go to R3 and let's check the routing table. I still don't have route to get to this subnet. Or prefix. So let me ping 192.168.1.254. Yeah. So that's the next step. So from R3 to get to this subnet here, this is the subnet between R1 and R2. This is the next hop, which is R3, on the serial interface. And to get to this subnet or prefix, you need to use the same next hop. So let me go to R3 and just try to ping the subnet here. I mean this IP address. .2.1. So yeah, it's not working. And cannot control C, so I have to wait. So yeah, I don't see a route to get to that subnet, to that prefix here from my routing table, from R3's routing table. So ping is not going to work, right? Have to wait again. Okay, so let me do the static routes. I'll configure the static routes on R3. R3, just copy paste. Done. So now, if I show IP route, and now have routes to get to this subnet and this subnet. So if I try to ping 192.168.2.1, that will work, and .1.254, that will work. Okay, I already saved the config. Okay, so actually now I think we can do our verifications. So verify that PC1 and PC2 can browse to cisco.conf. So let me go to PC1. Let me just ping the DNS, the DNS server. Now I can ping it. Now let me just go to web browser, and just type cisco.com. And that's not working. So that's something that I didn't check. Hold on. Something is wrong. But I can ping to the DNS server. Yeah. Let me see if I can trace route to it. So trace route. So yeah, I can trace route to it. So then the hops is R1, R2, R3, and yeah, the DNS server itself. Let me actually go to our PC2 and just do the same thing. Yeah, it's not working either. So what is the problem here? Let me go to resort PC2 172.16.1.2. Yeah, that works. And check switch 1 and ping this IP address. So make sure S1 or switch 1 can ping the DNS server. And it ping 172.16.1.2. I cannot ping it. So let me check show IP route. Yeah, it doesn't have a gateway, default gateway configured. So let me default gateway. How do you configure default gateway here? Default gateway. Default tab is not working. There you go. So the default gateway is this IP here. IP address of default gateway 192.168.1.254. Save 172.16.1.2. That works. Show IP ARP. Okay. Let me check R1. So DNS server is that. So the DNS server is also configured here. Okay, why? How come it's not working? Let's try to reset, release and renew, and then go to cisco.com. It's not working, still not working. So David Bumble was able to get this working, actually. Oops. Let me just try to see what's happening here. Okay, DNS servers is configured. Actually looking good. How come let me see if I can ping. Can I ping the PC? This one. Oops. See, yeah, this one. So from the server itself, let me see if I can ping the PC one. I can ping it. So DNS is not working. So from here, my services, DNS, can I ping run PC1? Let me see if I can ping the IP address. 172.16.1.9. Yeah, it's timeout. So that's not correct. So let me see what's happening with this gateway. DNS server. I can ping the gateway. Could be something wrong with this connection. DNS server. DNS server. I think there should be DNS server. It should be that IP address. Let's try it. The default gateway is 172.16.3. No. That. Start. So let me go back to the DNS server. Records. DNS server, default gateway DNS server. Okay, let me go to PC1 and just browse again. Quest timeout. That's weird. So something is wrong. DNS server, default gateway. I'm not really sure how to configure this, but I was able to ping and tracer to the DNS server from the PCs. Default gateway DNS server. DNS server is correct. Gateway, yes, correct. Display name, DNS server. So IP configuration. Okay. Services. Hey, record. Default gateway. Oh, it's gone. That one. 255, 255, 255. Save. Save. Okay, let me try to ping Cisco. It's not working. So I have to wait because I enabled IP domain lookup on the switch. Cisco.com. No. Gateway. How about a gateway? Actually, I don't think that's correct. Oh, yeah, it's not working anymore. So from this is the DHCP server, right? And DNS server, DNS. A record with this is the DNS itself. Yeah, I'm not really sure how this part here is configured. I will just check on this and probably make a video and explain how I resolved it. But for our purposes, this is just about configuring static routes on these routers. So I think we have accomplished that. So yeah, that's it in this video. Thanks for watching.